Sri Shiva Namastupyam. Have you ever wondered why the rich seem to live in completely different world, where money just keeps flowing in, while the poor, they are stuck in cycle, working harder every day but going nowhere. And the middle class, it's like we are running on a treadmill, working non-stop just to stay in the same place. Today we are talking about the harsh truth of all times. Why the rich keeps getting richer, why the poor stay poor, and why the middle class is struggling like never before. This isn't just about the numbers or theories, it's about the system we live in and why they seem so unfair. Let us start with the rich. They are not just rich because they have money, they are rich because they understand how to make their money work for them. Think about it. A rich person doesn't just save money in a bank. They invest in stocks, buy real estates, or build businesses. And these investments, they generate more money. What we call passive income. Imagine you have 10,000 rupees. A middle class person might save it in a bank account, but a rich person, they will invest in the stock market or put into the businesses. That 10,000 could grow into 15,000, 20,000 rupees or even more. Now let's talk about taxes, a topic most of us hate, but the rich, they love finding way to pay less. Did you know that many billionaires pays less tax than someone earning rupees 10 lakh a year? They use tax loopholes, offshore accounts, and schemes that most of us can't access. While we are filling our taxes with every rupees accounted for, they are hiring accountants to save crores. And here's the kicker. The rich also control the resources. They own the companies that set the prices for what we use, food, fuel, even technology. They are not just playing the game, they are writing the rules. Now let's talk about the poor. If you think life is hard for the middle class, imagine living in a world where survival is daily fight. The biggest problem is low wages. While inflation keeps rising, the cost of food, fuel and rent wages for the poor barely move. Many of them work in informal sectors where there is no job security, no benefits, no guarantee of income. And then there is a problem of education and healthcare. A child in a poor family might dream of becoming an engineer or doctor, but without access to quality education, that dream rarely comes true. And if someone in the family falls sick, medical bill can push them into a debt they might never escape. Here's a shocking fact. Many poor families in rural areas take loans with 30% interest or more just to pay for basic needs like seeds or for farming or family wedding. This is what we call a debt trap, and it keeps them in poverty. The system is designed in a way that even when they try to rise, they are pushed back down. And now let's talk about the middle class, the so-called backbone of our economy. But let me ask you this, how strong can a backbone be if it's overburdened and unsupported? The biggest issue is rising expenses, stagnant incomes, education costs skyrocketing, healthcare, private hospitals are unaffordable, and public hospitals are overcrowded. Housing, buying a home in a city has become a distant dream for many families, and yet salaries have barely kept up. Imagine this, you are working harder every year, but your paycheck doesn't match the rising cost of living. Sound familiar? Then there is a tax burden. The middle class pays a significant portion of taxes, but unlike the poor, we don't get subsidies. And unlike the rich, we can't exploit loopholes. What makes it worse is the pressure to keep up appearance. Buying the latest phone, throwing a grand wedding, sending kids to expensive schools. Society expects a certain lifestyle from the middle class, and we stretch ourselves thin trying to meet it, often falling into debt in the process. Here's the hard truth, the system is rigged. It rewards those who already have money and punishes who don't. Capitalize favors them. If you own assets, stocks, property, businesses, you win. If you rely on wages, you lose. Globalization has sent jobs to cheaper countries, and automation is replacing humans with machines. Who gets affected? Workers. Policies often favor big businesses. Government bail out corporations, but what about small businesses or daily wage workers? The rich use AI, data, and technology to their advantage, while the middle class and the poor lag behind. The gap between the rich and the poor isn't just an economic issue, it's a crisis for society. So, what's the solution? Government need to step up with progressive taxation and social programs. Public spending on education, healthcare, and job creation must be a priority. And we as an individual need to be aware of where our money goes and support system that build equality. If we don't act now, the middle class might disappear and the gap will only grow wider. Let's make change together. If this video opened your eyes, share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Let's start a conversation. And don't forget to like, comments and subscribe to my channel, where we tackle the issues that matters. Thank you for watching and I will see you in the next video.